Okay, we'll go over it. We'll go over it. Was anybody absent yesterday? Okay. What did I put for directions? Solve by substitution. So to substitute means replace. You want to replace things. So our goal is to be able to replace one of the variables. So step one is to isolate a variable, any variable you want. So you can pick x, y in the first equation or the second equation. So the variable that's easiest to isolate has a coefficient of 1. So we're going to isolate x here. If possible, I'll put a little tip there, and I wrote this yesterday, but if you weren't here, if possible, pick the variable with a coefficient 1. Okay, so I see x on the top has a coefficient of 1, so we're going to isolate that. It'll only take us one step. Subtract the 5y on both sides of the equal line. And x is 3 minus 5y. Moves us to step 2. Is the substitution or the replacement. So if you know what x is 3 minus 5y. We'll take the x out of the bottom equation and replace it with 3 minus 5y. So I'll show that replacement. I'll circle this x. I'm taking it out of the problem. And I'm replacing it with this expression that is its equal. So I now have 3 times 3 minus 5y minus 2y equals negative 8. And if you can get your equation down so that it only has one variable, like just x's or just y's, that's something that can be solved. Distribute. Mind like turn. Is it a fraction? Maybe it is. Let's see. 9 minus 15y minus 2y is 9. Subtract 9. Happy to see another 17 here. Negative 17y equals negative 17. Showing all my inverse operations. Found y. Y is 1. Well, we're looking for an ordered pair. We're looking for the place that these two lines were to cross. So if this was graphed and this is graphed, where would they cross? So we can't stop there. Don't stop. Yeah, you got it. Don't stop. You must find x. Or vice versa. If you found x, you must find y. Step 3 is to substitute again. We got y is 1, so I'll go back to that original. Actually, I'd love to plug it in here. I'm going to plug it into this isolated equation. X is 3 minus 5 times 1. X is negative 2. So kind of a longer problem, but still easier than graphing, I think. Those would have taken a long time to graph as well. Who's got a question on number 1, a review of the 3 steps of solving by substitution? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. There's definitely more than there's like 4 ways you can start the problem. Hmm. It's just that if you pick a different number, you're likely to have fractions. Like this one without a number in front is going to be the easiest. But that's really good that you picked a different one and that you're taking this moment to see that one would have been easier. You might actually remember this. Whereas other people just copying me aren't going to remember it. So, good job. Ready for number 2? Any more questions on number 1? Okay, on number 2, we can pick X or Y. Holly, would you pick? Did you start number 2 yet? So right here. So you subtracted X. Okay. So half of you guys who have started the problem maybe isolated X. Raise your hand if you isolated X. Raise your hand if you isolated Y. Okay, so this will be good. They're both equally correct. Great first steps. We should have the same answers. You want me to isolate Y? Well, you'll know at the end. You'll know at the end. So X is 16 minus Y. I'm going to replace it in the bottom. Oh, I see. So you might have questions here. Anybody get 0 equals negative 30? So this is the contradiction. So the variable 2i canceled out on both sides. I'm going to cross it out. This is a no solution system. What's the fancy word? Inconsistent. This is an inconsistent system. So what's got to be true about these lines, Torian? They must have the same slope. So if you think about subtracting x, the slope of this top line is -1. And over here, if you divide by 2, the slope of the bottom line is also -1. So that's like a check. Like, uh-oh, the ending of my equation looks really weird. I don't feel good about it. This 0, does that make sense? Go back and look at your problems and ask yourself, well, do they have the same slope? If you get y alone, they have the same slope. Those are parallel. It's true, there's no solution. They won't cross. So I wanted to make sure for Bellwork we did a special solution. We didn't do any of those yesterday. Sometimes we use special solutions even in substitution, not just graphing. Those are those equations if you isolate y and you can see that they are in fact parallel. What's with this one?
We have more? Oh my lord.
I don't know.
No, let's not do it. I'll just bring that there. What the? Oh.
Where'd it go? I can't even do his word for a while. Let's do this one instead of that one I had up there.
A word.
This is number 3, Bauer. I had this planned for yesterday. So I don't know why it's blurry. This is straight out of page 138 of your book. It's a business application problem. So this is Alejandro has a computer support business. He estimates the cost to run his business is y equals 48x plus 500. That's a lot. To run a business?
No.
So let's talk about the cost to run a business and why this equation could come about. What could the 500 represent? So the 500 is the y-intercept. This guy runs a business. 500. This is the number of computers he repairs. And this is cost. Why would it cost 500 if he hasn't even repaired any computers? Maybe he's renting an office building for $500. Maybe it's the equipment, or maybe it's the software he uses to repair computers. What might this 48 represent? It's $500 to fix a computer plus 48 for each computer he takes in. What's the 48? Sorry? This could be parts that's gonna cost him. What if he has employees? What if he's not fixing the computers? Maybe he's paying an IT person $48 an hour to fix the computer. So his business cost him $500 just to start, and then every computer is on average $48 to fix. X is the number of customers. So he estimates his income can be represented 65x minus 145. How many customers will Alejandro need in order to break even? So his income starts at 145, and then it's going up a little more steeply than his costs. Oh, it actually starts at negative 145. It starts way down here. So what does the 65 represent in the income problem? What's the rate of change? If X is the number of customers he gets, what's 65 represent? This is what the customer is going to pay him, $65 on average. And he's starting in the hole on average. Okay, so we need to find where he's going to break even. Yes. How many customers will Alejandro need to break even? A break even point sets costs equal to income. So when will our cost equal our incomes where we're not losing money? When will we break even? So all your break even point word problems, you want to set cost equal to income, if possible. And this is a substitution problem. I can take this y out and substitute in 48x plus 500. I can't wait to find out how many people he has to work with. Can't wait. Let's see him.
Oh, what?
How many people he has to work with to break even? Why does he start making money? I really want Alejandro to be successful. Just stop doing it. 65. This is 17. That's 65 minus 48. What'd you get? 65 minus 48. You with me? Okay. That's okay. It is a decimal. It is okay. It is a decimal. You know, in real life, is the break-even point exactly at one specific customer? No. It's in between a couple of customers. Let's round. X represents customers, so let's round to a whole number. All right. Jackson, 645 divided by 17. What'd you get? You're not doing this? Okay. 37.94. So we're gonna round this to 38. How many customers? Alejandro needs 38 customers to break even. So he's got to work with 38 people before he even pays off that $500 rent. Or whatever his employee is, or whatever that $500 is costing him.
That could be payroll for his employees.
Yeah. 38. How long does it take to serve 38 IT customers?
A while.
A long time.
At least like a month. Because they're not all going to just flood in, especially if you don't have any employees.
Yeah. Yeah, you might not even get 38 in 1 month. But I wish I knew if this was monthly income.
Me too. Because $500 would be easy.
Yeah, I wish I had more detailed stuff. You guys, if you're dying to know more, this is business. Go into marketing. Business. This is what you're doing. Get an MBA. Master's in business. Finance. Dying to know how this is going to work out for Alejandro. Keep it rolling. All right. So let's call that letter A. Letter B. What will his profit be at 60 customers? Yeah, what will his profit be at 60 customers? Max, what are you thinking? How are we going to figure this out? Profit at 60. Use your frontal lobe. There's an equation up here about profit. Which one is it? Oh, we have income, but not profit. All right, let's find the income at 60 customers. How much is he going to make if he serves 60 customers? 65 times 60. Torian?
65 times 60 is 3,900. Yeah.
No, take away 145.
Nice and sharp.
3,755.
All right, so this was the income equation. So income at 60 customers, he brought in $3,755 to his business. How much did it cost him? How much did it cost him to do that? I'm going to put a problem like this on your quiz.
When are we getting our quizzes back?
We
Pretty
would
soon.
substitute
Pretty
that
soon.
Y into the
No, I'm just gonna put 60 in a cost. Find out what the cost is and subtract it.
oh yeah, okay.
So the cost, I'm gonna put 60 in again, right to that cost, and find out how much it cost him. How much does it cost him?
What's 48 times 60?
I do indeed have a calculator.
2,880.
Oh man, it costs him a lot. served 60 people. He needs to just cut this employee out. Do this himself.
So it's 38 and
So he brought in 3,755, but it cost him 3,380 to run his business and serve 60 customers. So it's asking, what will his profit be? You might need to write this down. I don't know how much you know about profit. Profit is income minus cost. You guys know that about profit? Yes. I'm so sad about this.
how much is it?
This business won't stay a business.
Well, if his costs like include like his like home, our profit is 375. So he's working, he served 60 people and he's made $375. That's okay if it was one day of work. Okay? So if this business served 60 people in one day and his profit was 375, he can make it. But I was thinking about this as being like a small business. He's not making it. You probably about
For 30 days is $11,250.
yeah. Then you're making good money.
That is good money.
That's really money. If that's every day.
12
It's a daily.
is $135,000 a year.
There you go. There you go, Alejandra.
Go for
Do you
it.
have a question? Yes, yes. I love this question for a quiz. I love it. So, first off, we had to use substitution. Took the y out and put this in, and then you have to interpret the answer, which means you actually understand what you're reading and thinking about. And then I'm giving you a little extra, building upon your understanding here about the finance part of algebra. This would be financial algebra. That profit is income minus cost. To finish the problem. So this is actually perfect for an algebra 2 substitution question. All right, let's look at your worksheet from yesterday. Grab that and let's take a look.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, so cute.
Can you do like 3?
Bruh.
Sorry, like the whole Red Bull.
I literally was online when I did that and I did not. How dare you? Yeah, I do. I got I don't think you deserve it.
You guys get back in your seats. So there's still one more thing about elimination. There's still a lot to be said for it. So I couldn't assign you very many problems because I didn't get to the last example. So we'll practice more tomorrow. If you're in 9th or 10th grade, you have the right test. Maybe your 6th period, 5th and 6th, you don't have anything, and then 7th period, be ready to do math. Is my point. Yeah, there's some freshmen in here. Where the hell?